Right guys, it's been a while, but we've got a BCA buy. Just got dropped off. Those of you who saw the previous video saw that I won this. I didn't think I had. It said I'd lost it, but then suddenly it popped up on my purchases and they chased me up for a payment on it. So I paid up. It's been delivered by BCA. And I have to say, I'm pleasantly surprised. Now, this is a grade 3, I think. Or might even be a 2. We'll need to double check that. Obviously it's a Mazda 2 5-door, which is a bonus. 3 doors a little bit harder to sell, with the 1.3 engine in. And again, those of you that watch my channel regularly know this is one of my favourites, because I really think this is probably the best driving of the Super Minis. I think the Hyundai i10s are cracking cars, reliability wise, cost wise, tough little blighters. But if you like to drive and you like to throw things around a little bit, have a little bit of fun, even though you're in a sort of cheapy car with a small engine, then the Mazda 2's the one. They really are cracking. So this, as I said, this is the 1.3, which I believe is chain driven. We'll double check when we look in the engine bay, but I do believe it's chain driven. Like I say, snagged this from BCA. It had a mechanical report on it, but just a basic mechanical report. So we've got to check that out and see what potentially might be wrong with it. But I do think, I think it might well have been a grade 2. So we'll have a little look around the bodywork. This, obviously, I'm hoping this is going to be, you know, a colour that people go a bit mad for. If they like this colour, they're going to pay for this car a little bit more versus another car. I would have thought, because it really is good looking in this metallic, what are we going to call it? Aquamarine? I don't know, you guys comment down below what colour you want to call it. So yeah, looking at the bodywork, front corner, no scratches or dings. I mean, it's very light scratches in the lacquer, you know, from just general driving, which we can buff out. But the other corner's in really good nick as well. So there's no paint work to do there. Front edge of the bonnet. Let's use the truck. That's good. No stone chips. Oh, a couple there. Couple little, maybe one stone chip there just to touch in. But the rest of it really good nick. Headlights aren't too bad. I'll still give them a bit of a buff up. This wing mirror cap looks okay. Some light scratching, but I think that's going to buff out absolutely fine as well. Alloy good nick. Very, very minor curb in there. Loads of tread. Looks like a nearly new tyre there. Passenger doors in good nick. No real marks on that. No real marks on the rear passenger door. Rear passenger wheel. Excellent again. And again, loads of tread on the tyre. So we're not going to have to do tyres on this side. Minor mark in the bumper there. I think we can polish that one out. Rear lights are nice and clear. Going into this corner, we've got a little mark on this corner. That's entirely touchinable. Touchinable, is that a word? Yeah, I don't think we need to start painting really. I think we just touch that in. This rear wheel has a little bit of curbing on the edge of it. Nothing too crazy. Again, nothing that I think you can just touch in. Don't think you need to go start refurbing the alloy. The rear driver's door side is great, no marks in that, and nothing in the driver's door. Driver's wing mirror cap unmarked. Driver's front wheel, little bit of curbing. Strange for wheels on this side to have more curbing than the other side, so it must be where they parked. So overall, our roof, nothing to note on the roof. This is going to polish up absolutely lovely, guys. It really is. It's going to look stunning all polished up. This is going to clean up. I'm not having to do any paint work. I just need to get a little touch-up pen, do a couple of little touch-ups, give it a buff, and this is going to look incredible. Oh, I wouldn't look at the tyres on this side. So that is, again, new tyre there. And this tyre here, loads of tread on it again, I think. Yeah, loads of tread on it. So no tyres needed on it. I can't remember what the MOT is, but I'm sure you MOT warriors have already been on the case. Let's have a quick look inside. So we've got electric front windows and electric mirrors. Doesn't look like we've got electric rear mirror windows. We wouldn't have electric rear mirrors, would we, James? Seats in good nick. There's a little bit of dirt on it. I think that's me getting in it, actually. I was rolling around the floor doing something earlier. I got in it, so I think that's me, to be fair. On the steering wheel, we've got volume controls for the stereo. Oh, I might have to take this off the tripod. I've got it on the tripod today. 2 seconds. So this is 2012. We've got 85,000 miles. So under the magic 100,000 that people seem to get worried about. We've got air conditioning. We've got auxiliary input, CD radio. All in nice condition in here. Gear knob's completely unmarked for 85,000 miles. That's really good. It's worn, you know, on leather a little bit, but the actual colour on all the lettering's in good. All the buttons are in good in it. Steering wheel's in good in it. This isn't really that worn for 85,000 miles either. Have a quick look in the back. Yeah, door cards are okay. They're not marked up. Rear seats are in good nick. Yes, there is wind-up windows in the rear. But yeah, the seats in here are immaculate. They're going to come up absolutely fine. In fact, this only needs a basic hoover over and some plastic dressing on it. It'll be nice. So we'll look in the boot. Oh, we've got some Mazda mats. That's nice. Just needs a basic clean up in here. Nothing outrageous. What's underneath here? We've got a space saver spare wheel, which is my preferred, over a little can of gunge. It's all quite clean up around the boot lid and all that. Normally you get algae and mould and crud there. It's looking good. Looking very good. Yeah, liking it. The other thing with this is it's got tons of history. Tons of history. I've just got to be a bit careful what I show you a second. Make sure I don't give any names and addresses away. First one up here, 5th of the 11th, 2021. We've got the tyres, so that's why we've got new tyres on it. We've got a health check, and then we've got engine oil and cartridge. I'm pretty sure, like I say, this is chain driven. So we've got one from 2021. Now, Mazda is online, so to have it paper is really good. You get the app on your phone. Now this is Mazda as well, so because it's a Mazda app, we may be able to access all the history on the Mazda app. Here we go, we've got a MOT that runs to the 5th of the 11th, 2022, so we'll need to put MOT on it. Only advisory was the tyre, and that's what they've gone and had done, which is a really nice signal when someone just goes and gets the MOT advisories done. That's what you want to be seeing, isn't it? Right, this one, 10th, 2020. They've actually done some underseal under the underside of this, which is great because that's only really sort of weak spot of these Mazdas. They can get a bit crusty underneath. We've got another service. Brilliant. Loving it. 2019. We've got another service. Yeah. Carry out 87,507 year mile service to manufacturer specification. Great stuff. Mileage was 59,000 at that point. So we've got another service at 2019, 59,000 miles, nice. 2018 at 49,000 miles, we've got another service, great stuff. CD was stuck in CD player, so we sorted that. There's the items that were done on that 2018. So cabin filter, brake fluid, air cleaner, screen wash, some wiper blade. 2017 at 42,000 miles, another service. Guess what? 2016, another service at 35,000 miles. 2015 service. So it appears we're just missing the services before 2015, and I've got money on it. If I go onto the Mazda app, they're on there. They didn't print them out for her at that time, so because I imagine you have to, not many people keep those paper invoices. I wouldn't have thought when you can get it on your online app. Number of keepers 1, but the vehicle was acquired on the 9th of the 3rd, 2012, leading me to believe that it was a pre-registered vehicle. So we've got a full service history. I'm pretty sure it's going to be absolutely full service history. We've got one owner. We've got fantastic condition. So the question is, what's going on? What's wrong with it? So let's have a quick look. Coolant level is bang on where it should be, and it's green, which I think is the Mazda coolant. Oil, that appears to be bang on. Let me just quickly check, clean it off and check it again. I mean, if it's low on oil, then that would be worrying, having just had a service. Well, not just had a service, but not being due its service quite yet. No, it's pretty much bang on, and it is a lovely golden see-through colour as well. What's going on, guys? We used to absolute beaters, aren't we? Well, next thing then is a drive, because the driver left it here. I was busy cleaning up the dog smell Astra, so the next thing is to take the thing for a drive. So I've driven a lot of these. I do know how it should feel, and I know how it should perform. So I think it's the old home and back test, and we'll have a little test drive and see what we think. Comment down below, what do you think is going to be up with this car? Do you think we could be lucky enough that there isn't anything wrong with it? Probably unlikely. So yeah, comment down below, let me know what your thoughts are. But so far, if it has got something mechanically wrong with it, as long as the engine isn't really bad, if we have to put a clutch in it or something like that, I can live with that, because it seems to be worth doing. It would mean that the profit would be hit quite hard, but it'd be worth doing. So this is, yeah, this is chain driven, I was right. So it's chain driven, 1.3. I really do like this engine. It's quite double overhead, 16 valve with variable valve timing, 1.3, chain driven, so no cam belts to ever worry about. Just do what the lady's done there and have your oil and filter changes done, and they should go on for miles. And the fact that she's been having the underside cleaned off and wax oiled is a huge bonus. I say that's really the only weakness I'm aware of on these. Really nice looking little car. But let's not get too excited. Let's get a drive done and see what the score is. So heading home in a Mazda 2 after a marathon cleaning session on the Astra. Want to make sure that this is a decent car before we start throwing any money at it. We've seen the exterior is really good, the interior is really good. We've seen it's got a great service history, a good MOT history, but we're trying to find out why someone got rid of it. Now, it could have been they just fancied a change. You also wonder when a good car's part exchanged in a dealership, how come it didn't go on some little local guy like myself? You know, how come they say, we've got a really good little Mazda 2 in here, do you want this? So, you know, those are all the things that go around your mind when you pick up a car. But initial signs are fine. It changes gear fine, clutch is fine, steers fine, no knocks and bangs from the suspension. Yeah, brakes well. I think I might be able to hear ever so slightly a wheel bearing, but it could also just be cheap tyres. These Mazdas don't have the best sound ending. One of the reasons they get a bit crusty underneath, I think. The metal's not particularly thick. I don't think they put a lot of sound ending in them. They are a little bit tinny, but that makes them light, and that makes them nippy with this 1.3 engine in it. As I said, this is probably my favourite combination. They handle really well, they do good MPG, the 1.3 is a tough little unit. Yeah, you know, I really do like them. So yeah, you can hear they're inside, they're a bit noisier than some of the other cars, some of the heavier super minis, but they're just a really nice place to be. Like I say, if you want something you can throw around the corners a little bit, like so we go to this one here, I'm not going to touch the brakes, through we go. I can actually accelerate a little bit through that as well. And again here, there's no real body roll, there's no understeer, it doesn't feel dead, you know, you get a good feel for where the car is. So as I said, if you like driving, and it's not purely about getting A to B, you want something to be a bit of fun as well, then these are cracking little cars. So, we'll drive it home, we'll drive it back in the morning, make sure that we get fully up to temperature. We'll have a nice cold start in the morning, see if there's anything wrong at that point. It often shows up stuff. Yeah, we'll take it from there. One advantage of driving home later at night is that there's nothing on the road, so I can have a really good little play with the car. Two hands on the steering wheel. Apologies guys, I know sometimes that isn't the case, but when I'm driving, you know, some of these test drives I'm only doing sort of 30 miles an hour down the road. Obviously now I'm doing a better speed. You can see, you know, this is not disturbed at all by me going through at the national speed limit through these corners. We've got quite a tight one down here. Look at that, right through. Engine's not struggling, not bogging down. No, like I said, just no body roll. Another set of corners here. Hopefully it's not too dark for you to see. I'm actually putting the gas on mid-corner, and it's not getting upset by it at all. Forgot how good these are, to be fair. Really did. So following morning, back in the Mazda 2. Drove really nicely. Like I say, I think it's got the beginnings of a wheel bearing. It might be difficult to identify which one it is, to be honest, because it isn't hugely noisy. Hopefully that'll be picked up when we get in for MOT. But no, suspension, brakes, gearbox, really good. Aircon blows super cold, so that's great. It's obviously been a very well looked after little car. Really nice looking condition wise. So yeah, fingers crossed it should be a quick sale. I'm not sure what the road tax is on this, I need to go and check. Hopefully it's £30, which would be an added bonus. But on this occasion, it looks like a decent buy, fingers crossed, from BCA. Depends how much it's going to cost to get through the MOT. The only thing with this is the margin just isn't really, obviously you like to work with as good a margin as you can to cover the chances of any warranty claims and so forth, and to make up for some of the less profitable cars. The profit margin on this isn't huge because you know, other people bid on it because it doesn't need an awful lot. That's the way it works. But again, you then have to look at how much time you put in versus reward. So it's all good and well and good making, you know, 50% more profit on another car that you've spent weeks prepping, or having weeks sitting around, and it's, you know, cost you days of prepping, and you've had to put more investment into getting bits and bobs done on it. So sometimes quick turnover, small profit is the way to go. But yeah, good little car. So if you want to see how this one gets on with its MOT and how we get on selling it, make sure you're subscribed. Check down below, because only about 35% of you watching are subscribed. It costs you nothing to do it. It just gives you notifications every time I put out a new video, so you don't miss it. So yeah, if you want to know more about what happens with the Mazda 2 and all the other cars, plus the ones coming in, hit that subscribe button. As always, thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one.